All right. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Something for the Culture. I am Jazzy J. Tonight we have none other than a returning guest, Dr. Inky. Welcome back.
And the crowd goes crazy. I'm happy to be back, sis. I'm glad you brought me back. Shout out Do the Knowledge Radio. Um, it's so crazy right now in my life. I woke up this morning. The first thing when I turned on my computer was Elon Musk running some type of giveaway, currency. And people have been telling me for the longest, like, yo, you got to use digital currency to fund your movement. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be pushing hard, like, yo, we got to push this melanin diabetes shit. It's the largest killer of black folks on earth in written history. You know what I mean? Like, but it ain't going to go nowhere unless this is something that's a complete, unified effort. So folks like, yeah, but you got to get into that digital currency, So anyway, fast forward. I never do. You know what I'm saying? I played with it a little bit, did some experiments, but I didn't really. But so today I see that Elon and the guy that owned Cash App, they online on YouTube doing like a giveaway where they doing a coin swap, where they giving you, like more value to your coin and all this and all that. So I started calling around to brothers that I know that, they in that universe,
Right.
And so hopefully somebody could be like, well, this is some old bullshit, but, or be like, yo, this is crazy. Like we need to. So I'm like, yo, we got to. So anyway, one of my bros, he's like, yeah, this looks decent. You know what I'm saying? They do this sometime and, let's, we can roll the dice on a little something. Let's see what happens. Right. So me being me, immediately I'm like, okay, I can't keep that like that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a GameStop in my mind.
Right.
GameStop moment, an AMC moment. Like you see that shit on the news where they be like, oh yeah, we invested in GameStop. And then look, I don't work no more for the rest of my life. Oh shit, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, God, you know what I'm saying? I'm dancing and stuff like that. So I put on my YouTube so I could tell all my followers to do it.
Right.
One of my followers says, oh, that's a scam. Reports my page. YouTube deletes all of my pages off YouTube. Not the page that it was on. All of my pages. And the pages don't even have strikes.
That's crazy.
Now, 45 minutes, maybe about 30 minutes after they delete all my shit, the fucking Tesla.org website, they don't pay us back the money. We find out almost later that it was a scam. We got hit for the bread that we put into it. You know what I'm saying? Almost 4 bands.
That's crazy.
But not only that, all my pages is gone. So, and here's the craziest part. The actual pages of YouTube that was broadcasting it from Tesla page and all that shit, them pages are still running. So the pages that was running the actual scam, the people that run this, their shit was no problem. Their pages are still up right now. But my goofy ass, these people, these black folks on YouTube, these same type of, and you see the same type of behavior. Look what happened last night. Kevin Samuels passed. Look at how the women, and you see even some of the men behave. This is how our community behaves. And I know I'm like 99.9999999% sure of exactly the person who did it. Because if it was something that YouTube was involved in, they would have deleted the original pages. Because you could look on my video and see I'm sharing a YouTube page.
Right.
And you see what the page is and all the info. So if it had anything to do with anything real or substantive, they would have did that.
Right.
My people. And it wasn't a random. It was my people that knew to go to this page and be like, oh, okay, this is Inky. Because all my pages didn't even have Dr. Inky on it. So you have to be a real follower to go, okay, this is his page. This belongs to him. Boop. Let's go over here. Hit this one. Boop, boop, boop. Like, and systematically reported all my pages and didn't report any of the. So this was some shit where people carrying grudges just saw an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because they do that to me all the time. But because I am who I am, you're not gonna really find nothing on me involving no weird shit except for late orders or some shit like that. Like late, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say 5 little ones by myself, you know, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. You never gonna find no. So this was like the haters' opportunity of the century, you know what I'm saying? But they don't understand this principle of spirituality. No man can close, no man, and let me make sure I say this, hint, hint, wink, wink. No woman can close the door for you that God opened. It's no earthly mortal that can close the door for you God opens. So the only thing you did was just fully identify who you was. You know what I'm saying? And now we got to advance. And like I said, same mirror action of what happened last night, because people knows, because I've done videos on it, that I disagree with a lot of Kevin Samuels.
Well, before you go into that, for the people who don't know, Kevin Samuels was reported deceased as of yesterday through close sources, his attorney, a close personal friend, and then later on today, his mother actually, confirmed that her son did pass away. She found out just like the rest of us on social media.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody reported they didn't report to her that, her son had passed away. For those who are not familiar with Kevin Samuels, he was just like I am myself, a podcaster. He was known for his very outrageous and very harsh delivery of messages to mostly African American women and some African American men, due to relationship advice and what they were looking for and how they can go about getting it.
He changed that. I don't know when, but somewhere in there he changed it and he started speaking, directing that same energy towards white women, Spanish women, Chinese women. But the early Kevin Samuels was directed straight towards sisters. And I'm like,
right.
I'm a domestic violence survivor from a Black woman. So we make sure that we clear. So, and I got a lot more that I can add on top of that. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
So, but here's the flip side. I have a mother, I have sisters. I have 7 daughters. That message is inappropriate regardless. You can't just broadcast that out there and put that. You can't just put that on everybody in the way that he was doing it, right? But the flip side is a lot of the things that he said, there was substance behind.
It was.
And then last night, when you seen how a lot of these women behaved,
it was. Well, I wouldn't just say it was the women. I wouldn't just say it was women.
The men too. The men it was everywhere, especially if you depend on where you went.
Right.
Clubhouse was a madhouse.
Yeah. Clubhouse
was a zoo last night.
Yes.
Insane. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but for him directing his message mostly towards the Black woman, it was like a lot of the behavior was like, well, this is kind of you kind of looking like the bitter, aggressive, underqualified, like you kind of looking like you that person that, like this is not the moment that you want to get back into your 19-year-old passionate moment. Like
right.
This is the moment, ladies, where you want to be, you want to be upstairs with this one, just because this is the example go round that's going to be reflected later when people look back at this moment, because this moment's going to continue to expand.
Right.
This is the beginning.
See, and the thing about it, this is what's crazy. So these are the details circulating his death right now. So he died from cardiac arrest. They were saying Red Bull had something to do with it, along with cocaine and fentanyl. They also said that he was found on top of a female companion that he had met that night and took home with him. She spent the night. She at first gave her name.
Can I ask you this real quick?
Yeah.
Now cardiac arrest can be brought on, especially if you're an older guy that's out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
If you have sex with a younger woman, half your age. How old was this lady?
Well, she was born in 1990, so.
Okay, so see, look, half your age right there. If you're not in shape, she might be your eyes. You know how your mama say, you know how your mama tell you when you little and you keep pointing at stuff. Can I eat something? Can I get to? Your eyes bigger than your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
sometimes your eyes bigger than your stomach, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got, or if that's what your eyes really on, you got to walk it like you're talking. You got to make sure
Right.
that cardio. You got to be on that Dr. Enqi program. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on that Barbara Thompson. That see you got to come see me if you want to be 60. That Viagra going. You're gonna be looking like Fred Sampson. Fred Sanford is the big one. It's the big.
So, yeah, they found him on top of her, which she said she gave a name and said that she was a nurse at first. Come to find out, the name that she gave was fake, as well as she's not a nurse, as she reported earlier in the day. I think with the whole situation, it's unfortunate that the man died. He passed away. We don't want to see anyone pass away, especially in such a harsh way as a cardiac arrest. And the manner that he died in.
Well, we don't, but clearly some of these folks do.
Well, that's my point. I don't think that we should be celebrating anybody's death. That's terrible. Anybody that's celebrating somebody's death, there's something wrong. However, was the man his delivery harsh at a lot of times? Yes, he was harsh delivery. There was some substance, like you stated, behind some of the things he said. But when someone's coming on your platform, and this is also to the women that went up there, because clearly you knew what you were going to get when you got up there. So you were you were part of the problem as well. But when you're going up there, because he considered himself like a life coach, I don't know what kind of life coach is telling people that you're fat and you're going to die alone. And, you don't say things of that nature to someone. You don't know how somebody's going to take it. You don't know what kind of trauma they went through before they talk to you. You just don't. Your delivery is everything. And while a lot of men are saying, oh, well, all these women just didn't want to take his truth, or, they just didn't want to hear what he had to say. No, it's not that. It's about delivery. It's all about how you package something. If you give me a piece of shit on a plate and you package it with a bow and some nice wrapping paper, it's still shit in a plate, but we can't see that because it's a pretty bow and everything. But if you give me shit on a plate with none of that, guess what? It's shit on a fucking plate. I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, like I said, because, and it's just, I mean, it may be my perspective. Like, it may not be grounded in anything substantial, so to speak. But because I know I've learned over time, like, everybody is not into children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All women is not suited to be mothers.
Right.
All men is not suited to be fathers. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, the larger problem with that is I think that we allow pleasure and passion to create more of our babies than. But so my point is, I learned through that process that we have ideas that we put on people that it may just not be this person. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, being a father and having, like I said, daughters, you know what I'm saying? I have 10 children, but 7 daughters. You know what I'm saying? I just can't co-sign you highlighting Black women in that manner publicly and creating a business around that. So say, for instance, he has a platform where he's doing like the imaging consultant and boom, boom, boom. And every so often he happens to do a pull your pants up kind of video for the men, and then every so often he does a pull your skirt up for the women, and woo, woo, woo. That's kind of different. But if you're making a spectacle where it becomes entertainment and it's now like pie in the face almost,
right?
It takes away from the ability for people to grab the jewels and grow off of it, because a lot of the things he would say is true back and forth. It doesn't matter how he's saying it. Like, he might be saying it directed to a black woman, but it also applies to every other woman, and then it also applies to every kind of man.
Right.
Right. Because people are all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, I think that my biggest problem, to be honest, and I listened to a lot of shows last night. I listened to a lot of YouTube. Like, I heard a lot of Kevin Samuel shit the last 24 hours. 30, I say 36 hours now. Because it wasn't last night, it was the night before last. So early in the morning, it was going crazy all day, but it was weird because everybody was saying it's not true, it's true, it's not true, it's unconfirmed, until Revolt, I think, was the first confirmation from a mystery family member, and then it got, you know. But here's my biggest problem. And even when before he passed, transition, and I want him to rest in greatness. Right. Because even with what I like, didn't like, whatever, I still think that he was great. You know what I'm saying? Because great just means that you're larger than life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hitler was great. He was a great, wicked, you know what I'm saying? He was right. He was so great. A lot of people think great means good. Great doesn't mean great. Great means like large. It means big. It means scale. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a good or bad. He was a colossal figure with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I think the whole big problem is that people are caught up in the debate between what he was saying instead of the premise or the foundation where his points were drawn from. So I, as a person, disagree with him as a human. And so most of what comes from that tree to me is spoiled. And what I disagree with primarily is that money makes you somebody. So see, a lot of what he says, or what I guess maybe what became debated, you know, the controversial stuff is about money. And if you're a woman and you're making 20,000, what do you mean you think you're the same as a man who's making 100,000? And so he's pulling people in and understanding psychology and how information is routed through the different levels in your psyche, and how it begins to be embedded, and then comes a working framework. Like, I spoke about this in my diabetes article for a reason. The way that our brain works has everything to do with how we socialize, and eating and getting sick is a part of that. Whether it's physical sickness, mental sickness, relation, like, so once we start to get on either side of that argument where you say, oh, well, the woman at $30,000, the man at $100,000, you already bought into the fact that money has something to do with the fabric and character of a human. Right. Which you got goofballs that's broke. And when those goofballs get a few dollars, they're still fucking goofballs. Right. You don't become something other than goofball because you have money. I was watching Wallow and Gilly because, you know, Cam Newton, he got hot because he made some comments. And I agree with some of his comments, but I disagree with others because he came with that same perspective. And he was like, yeah, you know, a lot of guys be fronting like they really got it. And, you know, I'm an athlete, you know, I really got it. So you ain't really on my level. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait a minute. Your level is a football player, bro. Your money don't mean nothing. That don't, you not a special kind of nigga because you can catch or throw a ball. I don't understand these niggas that think that they got some sort of stature that makes them better than other men or women because you got a few dollars. That doesn't mean anything. Like, it's transient. Right. your money doesn't mean anything. What matters is what you do with money. So if you went and if you got 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, and when you die, when they bury you, when they put that fucking dirt on your grave or put your throw your ashes into the wind,
right?
If you ain't built no schools, if you ain't built no clinics, you was a fucking bozo. You was a bozo. And that's what's going on now. These guys think that money means something. It doesn't. It's a means to an end. You're supposed to get money. And then when you get money, now you can spend more time with your family. Now you have more time to work on your health and your self-development.
Right.
Now you have more time to work with your spirituality and get deeper into God and your relationship with the universe. And the biggest thing, now you have time to pay back the community, all the people that watch the games, all the people that's looking up to you, all the next, these guys really have issues where they think that, a YouTube platform where you berate the community, you berate your mom and your sisters is giving back to the community. Russell Westbrook, he think he giving back to the community with opening up clothing lines and music labels and Dame, like these guys got E40. He got a song where he talks about his whole family dying with diabetes. What does E40 turn around and do? He opens up a sausage and ice cream business. So Master P, I'm giving back to the community. What are you doing, Master P? Well, I'm showing entrepreneurship with ramen noodles and barbecue potatoes. What? What, nigga? That's like, no, that's not, that's not it. Our communities is upside down. So if you shoot, think about this. This is how our neighborhoods work. If you shoot 3, 4, 5 niggas, you make a few dollars. You keep yourself looking clean. You go away, you do a little time, whatever. You come back. While you in there, you might have knife, razored something, and do whoop whoop. You come out, get you a record deal. Now you put all that violence, the drugs, etc., etc. And for you guys that don't know, your violence, right, is predicated upon you dealing with the drugs. So when you deal drugs to others, you create and perpetuate the same violent opportunities for them to become violent and keep the. So now you get out, and then you make the record deal,
right?
And so now the record deal is where you record these songs with certain vibrations carried over beats that's going to take this into the subconscious of our babies, and they will then act it out because this will become rites of passage. And so again, goofy niggas, that's goofy niggas that got money, thinks that money means something. So what do we have now coming back to the Black community? A lot of guys that been in the street doing different things, coming back to tell the children, fake. And see, this is what you got to understand. That whole put the guns down shit, 9 out of 10 niggas that's talking that is fake. Whether they tell you they just came from jail or all that, 9.9 out of 10 of them niggas is frauding, because that is a commercial business. That is a story. That is a sell. That sells. You selling a story.
Yeah.
And you're making platforms off of that. And so now when you tell the kids, right? Oh, well, I went through this and this and this. You don't got to do it like me. You need to stay in school. You need to stay in school and do it the right way, because ain't nothing out here for you for jail and woo, woo, woo. Look, I got shot right here, boo, boo, boo. And then I went to jail for this.
Right.
The kids don't hear none of that. They don't hear none of what you think you saying to them, because they still in poverty. They still in the struggle. Their mama might still be smoking crack. Their refrigerator might still be empty. So what they hear in their mind is, in order for me to get out of this, I have to go through a period where I'm out there hanging, banging, and making moves, and so that I can position myself to be the OG, Ghost. So I could be Ghost. You know what I'm saying? And make it from the street into a politician, or make it from the street to the record label owner, empire. You know what I'm saying? Or, and so that becomes ingrained in what the children are now trying to do. They want to be Jay-Z, but they don't want to be Jay-Z, the CEO. They want to be the whole entire Jay-Z, because the story is you can't be this guy unless you're authentically this guy. Right. So that means now when you're telling the kids, yo, you got to put them guns down, the drill, this and that, they're like, nah, this is our time. Y'all did y'all dirt. And now y'all established. You can't come back and tell me from the window of your Bentley that I should go to school. Why should I go to school? I'm looking around my community. Niggas that go to school, they work at Walmart. Niggas that go to school, they work in the library. Niggas that go to school, they work in office buildings. They social workers. They drive Toyotas. Right. Niggas that have dropped out and got shot and went to jail seem to be billionaires. Right. Oh, I don't know. Let's figure this thing out. That you telling me to do something that you didn't do. Right. And you telling me to do something that you still won't do, because when you see these guys in interviews, they're very proud of the things they did. And when emotions get tested, that's the first thing they refer to. Nigga, you already know what I did in the street. My resume, like, yeah. So you still proud of what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't understand that, because the way we was taught from the real guys that was authentic and out there was, you don't never say never say nothing. You just a nice guy forever. That's who you are. Like, right. You don't tell people those things if that's not what you're proud of and that's not your projection. Meaning, if you go out there and you crack a few eggs to make an omelet and the omelet was your goal, you never really show people the eggs or the recipe. That's something that happened. That's there. We over here now. How's that omelet? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You're not. So if you keep talking about the shells and how you beat it and whipped it, you proud of that process more than you are of the omelet. And if that's what you're proud of, when you talk, the youth is going to receive that. And so if Kevin Samuel's whole foundational premises is based on money, your value as a human is based on money. Right. That's setting us back 300 years. Your value as a human has to be based on your intelligence, your heart, and the most important thing of all, your moral standing. Because I'm who I am, I've always been like a unicorn where I was raised hard and tough. So I've always been a little bit tougher than the smart guys, but I've been way smarter than the tough guys. So I've always had to choose between this dynamic where I'm with the street guys over here, but then them niggas kind of it's a little slow. I got to be with the nerds and the geeks when I get to school, because that's where they got me classified. So I've always had to make a choice. Like, who am I hanging with? Who am I representing? Who am I teaching? Who am I leading? Who are we trying to elevate with? And it's like, when it comes down to it, me, I'm for everybody. I'm the only person in the conscious movement of the last 20 years that actually has a history of attempting to work with every other group. Now, what people see is the controversy when folks fall out and woo, but they don't take it in their mind and go, yeah, but you know what? Enqi did attempt to work with that brother or those brothers first before whatever. And you don't see that from anybody else. Nobody else has that resume of trying to work with everybody, because it's self-centered. And you don't get to have a unification or even a movement, because a movement implies multiple parties in the same direction. You don't have that if everybody is thinking of what am my personal gain. And all that stems from this idea where money is more important than. I look at it like, my street guys, y'all may not have these book smarts, but guess what? I kind of think that these book guys have a bigger problem, because a lot of book guys, they come in extra manicured and, you know, they're getting their eyebrows plucked and all that shit. They may have the intelligence and a lot of big words, but they may not have the morals in terms of how you treat people every day. See, the guys I noticed from the neighborhood, they may not have, but because of the situation, they have to be more careful because the repercussion is faster. If you violate somebody in the neighborhood, the repercussion is stronger and it's swifter for that violation. when you get outside of those spaces and you move into quote unquote more evolved spaces, the disrespect is more blatant than the repercussion is more distant.
Right.
So though in those spaces, it's a lot less about human interaction and it's more about status and gesturing and posturing. So anyway, long story short, my main problem is that money makes the person, because you don't know where you at in your journey. It's a lot of rich people started off broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of rich people return to broke. So where it's more about where the mind is when you meet somebody and where y'all could go together. Can you see yourself growing, you know, in a similar rate with this person? It's not about where they at right now. It's about what y'all do together and how y'all can grow together. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
I want to ask you about this quote here, because this is one of many things that he has said on his platform. He said, if you were a woman and 38 with 3 kids and overweight, you should stop expecting a high quality man.
I think that's relatively true.
Okay, elaborate why you feel that way.
Because here's the thing, before we even go any further, with a question like that, most of the debate is going to come in at the fact that there's no consensus among what does high quality man mean. So that's why I'm saying relatively, because if you're 38 with 3 children and high quality man to you, you know what I'm saying, means millionaire, well, chances are it's going to be tougher because if I'm a millionaire, I'm probably, if it depends, it's a lot of variables, right? If I'm a first generation millionaire, means I made this money myself. My family was poor and then I got rich. Chances are I don't have children. You know what I'm saying? If I do, it's a baby mama kind of situation, because to go from poverty to rich in one lifetime requires a lot of focus, discipline, and grinding. It's not no fucking lotto shit or no shit you seen in the music video. It's constant. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't have time to socialize and party and hang out and have sex and get doing all that. So you might have been hustling till you was 40 or 50, or say hustling means whatever your business is. You know what I'm saying? You might have been on the grind till you was 50, whatever. Now you want to settle down, that you feel you comfortable. You're not getting ready to start up a family with an already family. You might want to start a brand new, fresh, you know what I'm saying? And then if you come in with 3 children, I know that, well, I can't say I know, but in most cases in that scenario, you're not going to be much of a working helpmate to him, because you got to take care of them babies. You know what I'm saying? And he also is going to have to do a lot of taking care of those babies, because any real man is going to, and we're a woman, any real person that loves you genuinely is automatically always going to want to see you doing at least as good as they are. So any woman, if she meets you, you broke, you ain't got no money, she got money, she gonna clean you up and put you together. That's if she's not a real woman, she ain't no quality there. If you meet a real man and you ain't got what he got, he gonna get you right where he at, because you got to be right here. So you got to look the part, sound the part, feel the part. You got to be comfortable, happy, whatever. So I got to make sure you. So that don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of. And intellect, I don't think that's, because I don't believe. See, that's what I'm saying. It's foundational differences. I don't believe that intellect is tied to degree. So see, that's another piece of his thing where degree. Your level of education is only denoted by what level you went to in school. So had you not go to school, clearly you must be an idiot, which contradicts the first statement about money determining everything, because most of our millionaires and billionaires were dropouts. So is it the school that's the bar? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I was on Clubhouse and a brother, we talking, and he said, well, hold on now. You can't just include any type of millionaire. We only can include millionaires with college degrees. I said,
okay.
I said, see, so now we cherry picking to make this shit work.
Right.
I'm saying, I'm like, that's not how it goes, man. You're gonna find plenty of people that's classically uneducated, but these people got all the common sense and wisdom in the world. You know, that's another thing. We got to go back to that knowledge, wisdom. You know, like there's a difference between knowledge and a difference between wisdom. Like this, those two are not the same. Knowledge is for you to develop yourself. And once you have applied that knowledge to yourself, you know exactly what it is in real time. It's different than reading something in a book than applying it. Like it's like a recipe, to simplify.
Right.
You could read a recipe on a page, but that don't mean you can make that meal look like the first time, like how you look in the picture or taste of the picture. You might have to apply that a few times so you learn, oh, they messed up right there. I was supposed to put this much sugar. And ooh, they only got 2 eggs on the recipe, but it really need 3 to give it that. You know what I mean? Like after you make it and play with it a few times, now you got wisdom. Now you got real application practice and you know how to. That's where you're supposed to be sharing and teaching people when you've perfected, when you've mastered, when you've not in theory space. And you're learning nothing in school except theory space. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't believe in the education thing of school determines. No, I think that what really determines successful relationships is, and it's going to sound as corny as fuck, but
the truth.
It's love.
I agree.
Because love makes you jump spaces. Love makes you jump spaces. You know what I'm saying? So when you love a person, and you could tell who love who with the first big argument. When you have one big argument, I hope that I hope somebody hear this and learn, because I've been through abusive relationships where I should have been left, but thinking that you could stay and work and this and that, and not knowing, not having the wisdom, I didn't know. When you in an argument in a relationship, and you're in a real relationship, I ain't talking about just having sex for a long time. So you
on it.
So you in a real relationship, y'all got shit invested, shit in niggas' names and bills and shit.
Right.
That the motherfucker who wants to have space, that's the person who loves less. And the person that loves less is going to exert more power in the relationship over the other one, because when shit gets funky, the one person going to want to work it out. When shit get funky, the other person going to want space. They going to want to shake a leg real quick and come back to you in a few days after they had an excuse to go do something stupid.
Right.
So, that to me makes all the difference, because if you're if I know more than you in a specific area, right? And we in love, well, shit. I mean, how much sex is we having in a day?
All right.
The things that I know that you're interested in that you don't know becomes that post and pre-sex conversations. Those are the intimate conversations where I'm teaching and I'm building your mind.
Right.
And I'm putting substance into your brain in a way that it can't never come out of there. Even if we break up, you're gonna go to the next nigga and still praise me, because I pumped quality into you. And in exchange, I need that in return. The shit I don't know that I'm interested in, you gotta know. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you come together and really make a deeper connection where y'all can build on that level. If it's no building, there's nothing really substance there. And if everything is already built, there's no building. If you're a millionaire and you know every goddamn thing, and I'm a billionaire and I know every goddamn thing, well, what can we do together? What can we build together? We already know everything.
Right. There's nothing more we could build on.
No, there's no building. So the only thing we could do is play with each other for a little while, our toys. And then after that, you're going to be tired of me a little bit. I'm tired of you a little bit. And so now we're going to start picking and damn, you know, you got to wear them glasses every time.
Right.
Like, damn, Inky, you left your socks right here, nigga. So now it's getting, and now I'm going to bring things out that really have no substance, because if these was real, we would have never got together. Like now we're going to talk about the fact that I had more money when we came into the relationship. Think if that meant something, we would have never been in.
Exactly.
I don't believe none of that. I believe if you love a person, you'll teach them anything they need to know. Right. Just like if you love yourself, you will learn anything that you need to know to get.
Absolutely.
So once you love another human, that human becomes an extension of you. It's not a separate. That's the thing. Two people in a real relationship, it's no longer two people. That's a unit.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no, I know a lot of this and you don't know nothing. What I know is what you know.
Right.
Because the moment you need it to access it, it's right here for you, and vice versa. So that's what I'm saying. The connection gotta just be more about, I'm vegan, right? Like let's make it basic. I'm vegan.
Right.
I meet a girl, she likes steak and sushi. No matter how attractive she is, unless she was getting sick of that diet and she want to change up, me and her ain't got nothing going on long term.
No.
It can't, because every time I kiss her,
you're gonna taste that. You're gonna taste that.
That's right. Not even taste. I eat it because I'm changing bodily fluid with her. So it's not congruent. You know what I'm saying? If you are a person that's very frugal, and money, you got to save, that's how you are.
Right.
Some people think you get rich by saving money. Some people think you get rich by investing and flipping money. You got rich folks both ways.
Right.
I ain't either. So hey, it is what it is.
Right.
But in that space, you gotta, if you get a girl that's a shopping addict, how are you gonna be frugal getting with a shopaholic? You can't. You just going the wrong way.
Right.
So if we get to the point where we with that real connection, if we get to the point where we with that, like this might be vulgar. This is going to be a little vulgar, but my dad taught me. He said, son, and this is wild when he told it. He knew it because he said it. He said, son, listen, if you in a club, right, and you got a pocket full of money and you out and about, this is what fellas do. This is when you get there, this is how the game go. This is how you play. You know what I'm saying? Players, they want to look the part, they want to drip, they want to jewel, they want to whoop, because they want to take home the baddest woman. Mm-hmm. The baddest woman in the club getting the most attention is not always the most high quality woman. It's just the loosest woman, actually. So she's probably the one with the lowest morals, but that's the one everybody playing with because everybody's in competition with each other. They're not even really focused on that woman like that. She don't even know it, but she's more a prop because men is always in competition. So I got to leave here with the baddest joint, with the fattest booty, with the least amount of clothes on, because that shows something to everybody else.
Right.
So you start to get this internal chemistry going. And once you start mixing liquor with little recreational drugs, before long, the big head turned off and the little head turned on. My father said, man, listen, go in that bathroom stall and just release that monster. Go in the bathroom stall, release that monster in private. And I guarantee you, when you leave that bathroom stall, wash your hands off, all of your responsibilities and clear thinking. Because you be in them situations, and because women make the choice to have sex, men trying, women is the ones with the allow. So it puts us in a different place pressure wise that a woman will never understand, because a woman can't go anywhere without sexual attention, offers, period. Right. She can have 7 eyes and be 12,000 pounds. It's a butcher in the supermarket that's like, hey baby, I pay half that rent and you ain't got to buy no more groceries if I. But so in that space, a woman's mind is going to be, men don't get that. It's very rare. You have to be very accomplished in some form of fashion to get that kind of attention from women where they're propositioning you all the time.
Right.
So it's really like, what they say, Mars and Venus kind of, you can't really, because the sexual power is different. And so the woman's is more subtle. The man's is overt. And it comes off overt to her, but it's really more overt. It's peacocking. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first part. The baddest bitch is probably one of the most lowest quality women in the club that night. The real high quality women probably sitting at the bar, probably dressed casual. They look good, but they're not naked.
Right.
They body covered. regardless to how their body is, they body covered because they want you to come here first.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Respect me first before we, you know what I'm saying? And no, you can't buy me a drink. I'm good. I buy my drink. You want me to buy you a drink, nigga? Don't offer. Like I've met women that's offensive.
Right.
Don't offer me no drink, nigga. I look broke. What's wrong with you? What are you drinking? Bartender, can you get him one more of those? And listen, hey, drink that. I'm gonna go on down here. Listen, no hard feelings, but when you drink, I want you to think about the next girl. You come a little different. Different. I'm like, wow, okay. So there's levels to this thing. It's not,
definitely.
So, and then where you are as a person determines what you're looking for. So now if you're in a space where you're not really looking to build, you're not looking for somebody to fit into no pieces because you don't even know what them pieces are. You don't know what blanks you need your partner to fill in for y'all could be a complete team because you haven't really had self-experimentation that much. You chase money, you get high, having fun at night. You're not really thinking about long-term what you're trying to do. And
I want to ask you this because there, has been a lot of chatter as far as the type of following that he had as far as the men go. A lot of women felt that some of the men that followed Mr. Samuels were either, some of them may have had some type of trauma, mother issues, or which some of them do have.
Yeah, but
some of them do have.
Yeah, I don't agree with that though. Go ahead.
But I want to see what you think about, do you think that a lot of his following had any type of mommy issues, trauma, or hated women, or?
Yes and no. Let me say this. Yes and no. I think that I don't even have those conversations on my page, right? Mm-hmm. But if somebody was to ask me, forget Kevin Samuels, do I think that my followers, some of them, have those issues? I would say absolutely. If somebody asked me, and I don't even know your followers, if your followers have those issues,
of course,
I would say so. That's a human experience thing. You see what I'm saying now? Is there a woman hating element? Absolutely. Is there a type of woman that inspires that? Absolutely. Is that every woman? Hell no. On the flip side, and here's the problem. Here's the other thing too that I want women to deal with. We only have one Kevin Samuels, so I got to defend him. We only had one, even though I disagree with a lot. We only had one. Women have had hundreds of Kevin Samuels that have been doing nothing but banging on men. Period. Beyonce
agree with that.
Before Jay-Z got in there and got that thing together, it was all my single ladies, like it was men to the back. Like you go that way.
I wouldn't put her in that same category as what he was doing, because for the simple reason she wasn't bashing.
Listen, you wasn't the target of those songs. You was probably dancing to it and saluting with your girls. Listen,
but I don't think she was bashing. It wasn't more so of a bashing type of thing with her.
It's been bashing since before Beyonce. We can go back to the.
No, I'm not saying it has. I'm just saying with that particular isolated person, I don't think it was a bashing coming from her, like, okay, these niggas ain't shit. This man can't. I didn't get that from her.
She got a few of them songs. We even got the No Scrubs. Like there's a longer history of women bashing black men than there is of a black man creating a platform to bash women. Right? If we look right now, look at Ray J. Look at Tory Lanez. Right? Look at Johnny Depp. Right? Like there's situations that, so you could take these examples and go, ooh, wow. Like, again, I'm a victim of domestic violence.
You have a valid point with that. I will agree with that. We do have a long history of many women that have bashed our men. But
wait, and let me make sure I put that same commentary on it. Just like there's many man-hating women creating platforms and all that, there's a lot of men that inspires that. It's a lot of deadbeat niggas out here. They are. It's deadbeat niggas out here. It's guys that'll have beautiful women and rape kids. It's unexplainable things out here that you just look at and you be like, yo, this is the lowest scum. Like, this is the lowest motherfucker on earth. But that's just that person.
Case in point, I'll even give you an example of one. Jada's, if not, Jada's one.
Come on now. Jada might be the worst one.
Jada might be shit. Like, let's keep it like y'all call Kevin Samuels the Godfather. She may be the damn godmama of it.
Listen, when that Chris Rock situation happened, and I ain't going to go to it because that's a whole nother. But when that situation happened, from being in abusive situations to me, and I would sleep in my bed. When that shit happened, I would sleep in my bed. My homeboy rang my phone till I got up. He was like, nigga, turn on your TV. See, nigga, turn on your TV. Early going to bed ass nigga, turn on your TV and look at this shit. Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, wait, what? I said, nigga, that's that old fake publicity. Nigga, they got a movie coming out. Get your ass off my phone.
That's the same thing everybody thought at first.
He said, nigga, turn on your TV. Bruh, when I looked, at first you caught up in the smack and how Will walk off and Chris Rock. But when I rewinded that and looked at times how that really went down, it looked like Will's in an abusive situation.
Yep.
And she gave him that look like, nigga,
you better do something.
What? Because you know what's gonna happen when we get. Is that how
it was very calculating as a woman? I'm gonna just give you my perspective as a female. Okay. It was a very calculating, manipulative incident. You know, everybody was having fun, laughing. He was cracking jokes. Next thing you know, even Will laughed at the joke at first. He thought it was funny until Jada gave that look like, nigga, what's funny?
Yeah.
When he saw that look is when Will turned in from fucking damn Will from motherfucking Philly, got his ass up, walked up there, got himself in a situation, only for his wife a few days later
to go,
to turn around and make it seem like he is problematic and the issue, and that she didn't need defending. To me, as a woman, I thought that was disgusting.
I not only thought it was disgusting, but I thought it gave confirmation to me. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, the number one thing that's in every abusive relationship is this manipulation through satisfaction and unsatisfaction. So the abusive party is always going to be unsatisfied. And they're going to keep you off your game by constantly seeking this not even the satisfaction so much as just an equilibrium and peace between y'all. Like, oh man, I gotta slap. I gotta, because it ain't gonna be no peace in my house. And then my kids gonna have to listen to how I'm letting men violate, but now when I'm telling my kids, like, so it's other shit to it. Because you got daughter, so now you got to tell your daughter certain things and and then if you got shorty walking around making comments and and Tupac and then all this coming, like you can't. So it's like sometimes lesser two evils, and then on the flip side, there was a small part of me The most of me was like, come on, Will, you that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of that Will should have left Jada.
Of course.
A long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
Or Jada should have left Will. Or
Definitely.
Jada should have left Will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just, but that's a pimping. See, that's more abuse what I think, because Will was always way larger and richer than Jada.
Of course.
Right? So now here's the space where Kevin Samuel's money thing can come in. Right? When you make, because I don't agree that people agrees to certain things. Sometimes you just, because you have the power and the structure, you put something there and it's pimping. Like, listen, this is what I want to do. If you don't want to do this, then we can walk off, but this is what it is. So that open relationship where we like, nah, that wasn't that. And whatever Will did, that was properly done. If you have an open relationship, your partner should never, ever have to deal with your guilt.
Right.
Whatever you do is supposed to be properly done. If you create an open relationship, the responsibility is, I trust that you never will let anything you doing come back home.
Right.
So you're not creating a platform to make a business out of cheating on me, because nothing exploded that Red Talk table bullshit except the fucking entanglement.
Right.
So if you knew that's what you was about, you should have went about your business. But guess what? You not really Will. You know what I'm saying? And when she got with Will, that made her, remember, Jada was an extra. She wasn't like a star of different because she got discovered on the what was that called? Different World, the college.
No. We could take it. Well, I mean, if you want to, matter of fact, we'll give her that. She kind of got discovered through the Cosby Show.
Right, but she wasn't a star. She was an extra.
Right.
No,
and then when she went on to do Shame, she was Black famous. She wasn't national. She wasn't a household name.
Right. Yeah, not white household. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
In that Will bag. Will was always in that 20 million.
Right. Will had that 6 degrees separation type money. He had that Quincy Jones type shit money.
So it makes sense, if I want to step out and float around, that I stay attached to the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave the money. So, hey, let's create this dynamic where I could move around and still have that black card. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, if you want to move around, go have fun and do what you're doing with, young guys. If you see, there's a thing where you want to have your cake and eat it too. The young guy is not the older guy. The older guy is established.
And then that's the thing. The young guy is the one that came out with it.
Because he doesn't do it. I was getting ready to say that. The older guy is established, and established again, not based on money. Established based on you're comfortable with yourself, and you're not necessarily looking to compromise somebody else to build you up. You already good with where you at. Whether you a bazillionaire or you just got you a few bucks in a ride, like you just where you at.
Right.
But the young guy, you ain't established, so now everybody's an op. Jada's an opportunity, and not like banging, but an opportunity, a proposition.
Yeah.
He knew who Jada was.
Right.
He knew what the impact was. He knew Will Smith. That wasn't his son's. What was his name? The boy
Jaden.
It wasn't Jaden best friend. Your best friend ain't smashing your mom's and she's still married to your wife.
Right.
Jaden is soft. And niggas that's listening know what I'm talking about. This alpha male, beta male shit. Where you come around and put homeboy up under the wing like French fries. That ain't your best friend. You son doula. You know what I'm saying? And once I get in the crib and I see Mom Duke walking around, woo, I got a decision to make.
Right. Do
I possibly see if I could, because it ain't, when in them type of situations, it ain't gonna just go like that. Right. It's subtle. So it's let me do this and see how this person react and woo. So when you feel like you could do that, that's because you know in your mind or you think there's no repercussion.
No.
So a part of Will needing to slap Chris Rock was also like, Jaden, bro, you should have smacked. That's not Will. People was like, yo, Will should have smacked Alcina. Nah, Jaden was supposed to beat his ass.
Right. As her son.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be your quote unquote best friend. You smashing my mom's out.
Word. Like, what are you doing?
Breaking up our whole family dynamic.
Look, how many times did you come to my house to pretend to hang out with me? How many times did you pretend to hang out with me that you actually was just coming in the house to see what you could work towards?
Right.
And once you saw that my mom's had a weakness, how many times did you, like, how far did you plan it? Because after the shit came out on Facebook, you released album and all, you had songs and shit ready.
Right, songs, you're doing interviews.
So clearly he was already in a space. And so what I'm saying, but problem falls back on Will for me with that, because Jaden is your son. So you were supposed to say, hey, I'm going to beat your ass unless you beat his ass. That's how that goes. That's not now. Jaden should have, that should have been in him. You know what I'm saying?
It should have been a whole lot of ass whipping in there, even with Willow ass too. Because Willow needed her ass beat when she writing damn letters. You two, first of all, you're not a pre-K kindergarten kid writing no damn letters to your mom's ex-lover or whatever. Girl, the whole shit was out of whack. The whole thing was out of whack.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I understand why Will smacked him. I do. He really wanted to smack the shit out of Jada, but he can't smack the shit out of Jada. So he took that smack and put it on Chris Rock. That's what happened.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So many issues to unpack with that shit. And it's still more. You know what I'm saying? Issues where, maybe people been looking at Will a certain way and whoop. And Will, because you have more to lose. People don't understand that don't have anything to lose. So when somebody that has nothing to lose puts you in a situation with a certain level of disrespect, people that have nothing to lose only have one way of handling that. So when you don't handle it that way, they lose respect for you and go, oh man, he losing his teeth. He ain't that. He should have.
The funny thing now.
Wait, you got to turn the other way because, like, luckily he slapped Chris Rock, who's an established, he's his part, he's in a space.
Right.
But had Will Smith smacked John Q, like if he was smacked that, if he would have even grabbed Alcina's jacket in a strong way, that boy would have sued Will Smith for $17 billion. He would have been, look, if Will Smith would have grabbed his jacket and just escorted his ass to the door and roughed him out, that nigga would have been on TV the next day with the brace on his shit, with a cane and the wheelchair, all that shit, a cane and a wheelchair. That nigga been in the wheelchair with the $17 billion. He would have took the family fortune. Will understands, like, because when you're in that space, look, Jay-Z said that shit best. And when Jay-Z said it, it was such a bar because no people that been in the space understood it, but nobody ever articulated it for the world to hear. I think it said, if I shoot you, I'm brainless. But if you shoot me, you famous. What's a nigga to do when the streets is watching, the block, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that's like, and the masses that's watching. Like, I had a situation going back and forth with some, I had to be the one to go, if you're going back and forth with people that are undesirables, they don't really have a plan for the future. They don't really have anything for the people. You do know that they're winning.
Right.
Because that's what they do for a living. But the people that need help, because you're engaged in gladiator, you're ignoring all the people that are victims that need you to help heal them. You're ignoring the sick to wrestle with the ignorant. You're losing. So it's a point where you, as the person that has more on your plate, you have to go, you know what? I'm out of pocket. I'm not supposed to be down here wrestling with the little dogs. Big dogs always just let little dogs bark and run around and jump around. The Rottweiler ain't wrestling with the poodle. That's just not how it go. And sometimes the poodle can be so much, the Rottweiler just like, but you can't get too deeply engaged. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always going to work out as an L for you. So I just felt like, you know, it just looks so bad because Will is not leaving her. Will is Will. Will could have any type of woman that he wants, and I think Will's dealing with self-esteem shit right now.
She done broke that man. Let's just be honest. She broke him down.
I think the dad bod challenge, and I tried to support that shit like a motherfucker. You know,
it was a dope challenge.
Yeah, I was on my dad bod challenge, but I felt like a lot of some of that was some esteem shit.
Yeah,
like he needed to get his swagger back, and you know, like so it was some other shit I was seeing. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm with Will. I'm with Will. Goddamn it, I'm not with this Jada shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Will because clearly she's treating Will like he was her second option. Like she's still back in love with Tupac. When
and then that's what I was just about to say.
To keep it a buck, a lot of that to me, this is all my opinion. A lot of that to me was fake.
That's what I'm saying. It was
Tupac was alive. When Tupac was alive, he treated Jada Pinkett as a jump off.
Yes, thank you. Not only that, we forget, a lot of people tend to forget he was engaged to Quincy's daughter. So
that's what I was getting ready to say. He loved Quincy Jones' daughter. That's who he saw. He saw her as his future and queen and princess and, you know, all that kind of, I want to make babies and get her pregnant and woo-woo. Jada was a girl from the neighborhood that, you know, they do anything when they're around. But other than that, go ahead and handle your business type shit.
Right.
So, and we all have those relationships. If you're not from the hood, you don't really know. See, if you're not from the hood, you don't understand what that means when she says, oh, that's my brother. Nigga. I've been the brother. Listen,
now you've been the brother.
I lost my virginity to the sister. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my brother right there. I'm like, oh, okay, is that okay? That works. So yeah, that's my sister right here. So
I just think that, you know, she has ruined this man's image and what he has worked for. His whole legacy is now ruined because you wanted to be on some fuck shit. Instead of just leaving the marriage.
Temporary.
Yeah.
Temporary. I got faith in Will.
He's going to make a comeback. He's going to make one. There's no doubt in my mind. But it's just sorry to see that he even had to deal and go down this road because instead of your ass leaving that damn marriage, if you wanted to be, and she even said it on the red table, she never wanted to get married. She was kind of talked into her mom because I guess, you know, they slept together. She found out she was pregnant. Whoop de whoop. Okay, cool. No, what happened was you saw a bag. Your mama saw a bag.
Wait,
and she was tired.
Earlier. Wait, before we even thought about them, remember what I said earlier? When you're in a relationship and you want to be the one to stay in it and work it out, and that other one always got another option that I don't really want to, that
right.
And see, but that's not love.
Right.
That's familiarity and opportunity.
Right. You could tell she was never in love with him. You can tell that.
Yeah. So if it's genuine love, you jump the gaps. Whatever.
First of all, the kids don't even respect him. She don't respect him. So, I mean, you can tell this was a marriage for her anyway of convenience and opportunity. Yep. He was really in love with her.
He's still.
Of course, is still in love with her, but she for the streets. Let her go to the streets.
Listen, Will been working for that Oscar all his motherfucking life. Yep. Oscar time. It's Oscar time. Right. And it comes down to I gotta throw the dice.
Right.
I gotta throw the dice on my Oscar versus my lady. The one that been dragging me and emasculating me all in public and all kind of shit, violating me in front of the children, everything. I gotta risk my whole life work to get this Oscar on this lady here. And guess
you might as well just put Jada with the damn Kardashians.
Wait.
At this point.
And he threw them dice. Caleb. He threw them dice. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like he gambled on her.
He did.
Even after all these L's that he's taken gambling on her. And right. I've been in that space. So I understand how it feels. I need my chargers right next to the queen bed. But it's in that space where you know you like, and it's tough, but but Will's gonna
He's gonna come back.
yeah,
I no doubt in my
Will,
mind.
Will
He's
age.
where's he at in India right now? Doing whatever. He's getting
Will has aged very well because a lot of the roles, the movies that he got doing, benefited him.
Yes.
So I don't think it's anything that he's specifically focused on initially. Maybe now he's more conscious of it. But I think just because the action film industry opened up to him a little bit more, you have to keep yourself in action film shape to do action films. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got stunt double, you still got to show a little shoulder bulkiness, a little six packiness to make it believable. You know what I'm saying? So if you playing roles where you playing like where you got to manipulate your body and stuff like that, like Mark Wahlberg just did the guy who had Lou Gehrig's. I think it's a Father Stu. Mark Wahlberg looked crazy in that jump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
50 Cent. When 50 Cent did the 50 Cent acted the hell out of that movie when he had the things, I think it's Things Fall Apart, when he had the cancer and he just got mad skinny in the movie. 50 Cent did a movie where he played a cancer patient. And it was crazy because it was 50. I'm thinking the whole movie, some miraculous shit get ready to happen and he gonna recover. No, a serious movie and he just died. And then I was like, what the? But those type of roles, there's actors that do a lot of that. And you constantly making your body lose 70 pounds and gain 150 pounds, shit like that. It's a lot of wear and tear on the organs and the liver and the heart and as that action hero, you always got to stay in shape. You always got to eat, you got to keep a nutritionist, keep a dietitian, keep a chef. So it takes so will it be all right?
I want you to pause on that because what we're gonna do is that's a whole nother can of worms that I would like to get into.
We got lots of worms.
So what we're going to do is we're definitely going to have you come back and we're going to talk about this because I want to get into
Roe versus Wade. Wait, Roe versus Wade. Yeah. See,
I want to get into healing. I want to get into a big killer in our community, diabetes. I want to get into all of that. So we're going to have a part 2, guys. Okay. A part 2. I want y'all to tune in, tap in, tell a friend. We're going to come back with a part 2 on another date coming up soon. And we're going to get into this whole health and holistic healing and everything that is attached to it. Because our people, we dying off of the most craziest things right now. And it's just beyond me.
But here's the thing. The craziest thing is most of the people watching may not realize this, but this entire conversation is about melanin versus diabetes.
Correct.
Because the mental aberrant behavior, I don't even want to say illness, because there's a level between mental illness and saneness, and it's just wild, strange, odd fucking behaviors. Not yet here, but it's all up in here. Mm-hmm. And when you get in a relationship with a motherfucker, that's not like classifiably crazy, but it's a lot of wild shit going on up in there. Over the years, that's gonna wear a tear on you. You know what I'm saying? But it's the physical sickness that produces those types of nuances in the brain. You know what I'm saying? And so when we look at people unable to assess real value, like I say, I disagree with Kevin Samuels saying that money makes the man, money makes the woman. That's an inability to assess real value. Right. That's the same thing as the person that goes to the supermarket and they see a green juice that's $3 versus a can of Pepsi for 75 cents. And both of them are 16 ounces. The guy that gets the Pepsi laughs at the guy with the green juice because the guy with the Pepsi has $2.25 and he had a nice, cool, refreshing drink, same as your cool, refreshing drink. Mm-hmm. Problem is misplaced value.
We're gonna leave it right there. Don't even go no further. Don't go no further. We're gonna leave it right at that tip because we're gonna pick it up from that tip for part 2. What I want you to do, Dr. Enqi, I want you to take this time to give out any shout outs and where they can view your podcast, because he does have his own show and platform.
No, listen, everything is a new universe. I tell you, I woke up this morning, all my shit disappeared now. So but it's beautiful. I always take these hits. Like, they don't know what I said from 158th Street in the Bronx. They don't understand what the fuck.
Right.
These are always the times that you just advance. They don't understand. The haters don't understand. You think that you're slowing me down. You don't realize that you're pressing my nitrogen button.
Right. You putting that battery in my back.
Yeah. So I didn't even waste as much as time as I probably would have back in the days, or like just in a different headspace. Mm-hmm. Immediately it would have been for me new YouTube page.
All right.
Let me go back on YouTube and tell the people what happened. Yo, YouTube shitted on me, and they obviously must be a part of that scam that they running over there. If they shut down my page and let the scam keep running, they obviously don't care about people being scammed. It's more about getting the guy that's healing people and taking people in a different direction, because they've been at war with me since this pandemic shit started. You know what I'm saying?
So where can people, like, if they want to find your page, where can they link up with you at?
I would just say that they could text me, you know what I'm saying? Or they could actually just email. That'll probably be the easiest thing. Mm-hmm. Email me at melaninverseddiabetes@gmail.com. This is it. At gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? At Gmail. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. At gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? So they can hit me there. If I'm not the person that responds to you, it's going to be my partner, Carly. She's like I've had a lot of people watching and seeing, like, he's doing way too much for one person. This one nigga can't handle all that. How you going to run the camera, be in front of the camera, edit the video, write the script?
It's possible.
But you're going to be running right. You know what I'm saying? So with the monotony, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's a difference between people from the outside looking in and saying, hey, you know, it'd be good if you had one of these. You know what you need to do?
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, guys. We got an unsuspected pop-up. Hold on.
Hold on, let me get my thing right.
But real quick, it's different from a person that points out to you what you need to do better versus a person that says, hey, while you doing those things, let me take care of these for you so that you can be better. Mm-hmm. That's a different type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So if she responds first before I get it, same team, same family.
Right. So let me introduce this pop-up guest. So this pop-up guest just came out of nowhere, guys, out of thin air. Mr. Killer Priest.
Yo, what up? Yo, Bobby, man, I'm traveling right now. I'm going all over the place. But I had to come through. The rep. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Inky. How you doing, sister? What's good?
What's going on? Welcome to the culture.
The culture. It's all about the culture, man. Yeah, I see me.
Hey, look, not too much niceties. We got to get KP right into the fucking immediately.
This is what I'm gonna do. I want y'all to go back and forth about what we were kind of talking about, Mr. Priest.
Right. I want to hear
this whole Kevin Samuels fuckery, Will Jada fuckery relationship. I want you to give your raw opinion on it.
Yo, you know what's wild? Because Inky was just building about that, just building about that on the real, talking about cats. They're doing all of this and doing that, and they don't even tell you. But you drinking what was that drink? He drinking the Monster or the Red Bull and stuff like that. We got to look at that. I think that's kind of, we got to look at that, man. I don't know what was the result. I know they didn't start the autopsy yet, but just little stuff like that. That's crazy, man. That's what we got to start paying attention to. I'm gonna come in first. Let them know it's me. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Yeah.
Peace to the God of the building.
Indeed.
So this is the thing. Like we were discussing earlier, we were talking about how one, how his death came about. Two, how everybody kind of was celebrating this man's death and the disgrace behind it. Were you a fan of Mr. Samuels, or were you kind of like you could take it or leave it?
Definitely, I think he bought some continent. I think he went overboard, but I think what he was speaking about was necessary. You know what I'm saying? I think in some points, he had some points. The way he did it, the way he did it was it was different. It was a different approach. But then again, the scale. I'm a Bill. Put down. You gotta be very cognitive about what you're putting around you.
Right. Indeed. We also kind of touched on. We also kind of touched on the Will and Jada whole debacle and mess.
He's off the hook, man. Will, I don't know. That's a whole nother. If there's a will, that's a way. I think that Will should have went up there like it's like he had a remote control on him, right? He could have took it another level, but he looked like he was just like in a zone. Mm-hmm. He could have on real. He could have just yelled, "Keep my wife name out your mouth." Would have been done.
Yeah.
But something gave him the battery just to be like, you know what? This is the perfect time to do it. Yo, the second time, did you see Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Like to defend himself?
Yeah.
That's why Will didn't do it the second time. Chris was like, yo, wait, hold on. Everybody had a different outcome on that.
Wait, here's the crazy thing. How is it that when Homeboy runs on the stage to stab Dave Chappelle with a knife, hold on, to stab Dave Chappelle with a gun. This crazy shit. He rushes Dave Chappelle to stab him with a gun. You rushing to stab Dave Chappelle with a gun. Is Chris Rock standing there next to you, and Chris Rock, first thing he say is, "Hey, Dave, was that Will Smith?"
Crying.
Yo.
It's just crazy to me that, like we were saying that basically his abuser is the one that put the battery in his back, if you want to be real about it, which is Jada.
Of course.
She's mentally beating that man the fuck up daily.
Okay?
I mean,
wait. Take this example. Stephen or Steven, I might be pronouncing his name. I think it's Harry Belafonte's son or grandson. He was married to Eddie. What's his name? Mel B, Spice Girl. Now she just got an award, like from the Queen of England and all that, being a domestic violence survivor and leading the women and all this and all that. Mm-hmm. But it came to find out she made that shit up when her career got cold. She was never domestic violence. Mm-hmm. So you and on the one hand, you got people like, yeah, she doing her thing. Like, wait a minute. They got kids, so he gotta be a domestic violence nigga that never, like, he gotta wear that on his jacket as some type of savage nigga so she could get a few dollars. Like, what are we doing? Like,
that's like what's her name? Evelyn Lozado and Chad Ochocinco. She made that whole shit up. That never took place.
And that stay on your jacket though.
Yeah.
Because the apology never goes as far as the controversy.
Yeah. Let them make Nah, yeah, correct. A lot of this stuff, you don't know if it's staged or not. For real, you don't know if it's staged or not. Hollywood is very tricky. Word, they do anything for sales. And it's just happening so random now. Like, what up? Come on. Dave Chappelle now, and Chris Rock is right there. Word.
You made a substance-based platform. You know what I'm saying? Where you bringing different teachers through there. You didn't You could have went a whole bunch of different directions. We got to make sure we know killer priests are real.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous to me. Like, it's a lot of simp shit going on. I'm gonna just be real with you. It's a lot of simp ass shit going on. Look at what's the little Armenian bitch name? Kim Kardashian. You see her? She now was a second or some unreleased footage from the first sex tape that Kanye went and supposedly bought, and she's so distraught. Come to find out, Ray J done said, ain't no footage. We put out a whole ploy to get the sex tape out there. He got the messages. Like,
money, right?
What's the point? Like, what's the reason?
But see, look, that goes to the Kevin Samuels shit because, again, Kim looks like she's abusing Kanye. Yeah. She's abusing Ray J. And now the new guy's not getting abused yet because he doesn't realize that he's weaponized. She don't really like you like that, family.
Right.
You're standing there right now and she's using you to abuse the other niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you
it's just ridiculous to me. Like, I just don't understand it. How they let this behavior go on. And what is the point?
Yeah. Indeed.
Remember, you judge people by money. If in your universe, money is the highest bar and standard for a person, then you should sacrifice anything to get the money.
That's true.
So you have the dynamic of the moral being the seed or the foundation of the behavior. So that's why I keep saying, like, I don't agree with that premises. The most valuable thing a person has to me is their mind. Nothing moves without mind.
True indeed. Hold on, man.
Right. It's just crazy to me. When we were talking about the whole Kevin Samuels thing and some of the quotes that he said, it's amazing to me how you were able to sit up here, break it down for the women that did not understand his message, because his message was lost in the bullshit that he was spewing out.
Yeah.
Right.
Why you couldn't do that same thing with these women on your platform instead of sitting up there calling them fat black?
Hold on. So let me say this. Ooh. I could not talk like this either before I had 7 daughters to raise. Like they trained me. My daughters. It's when you're a parent, people don't really know, but a parent, especially when you come in from places from broken households and shit like that, you gotta learn to be a better parent as you go along. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing your best to teach the children, but as you see how they grow and how they respond to your stimulus, whether it's hard or it's too soft or what, you tweak. You know what I'm saying? And you get better as you go along. So I wasn't as good with my I wasn't as good with my 30-year-old as I was with my 7-year-olds because I was learning. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? I would say that, I don't know if he has children or has interacted with his children. It might be, a case where, again, if money is everything, all you got to do is send bread. See, there's a lot of little dynamics that come from that one root when money determines everything. That means I could be a good father without ever really being there. All I got to do is send money. I don't have to send wisdom. I don't have to show instruction by being there. I just got to send money. And in my universe, money is everything. So I'm a great father. Huh? Hey, nigga, what kind of sneakers you got on? What school you went to? You went to a private school? You had on a nice outfit? You got a car at 16? Shit, I did a great job as a father.
Right.
Maybe not. You didn't shoot no basketball with him. When he came in too hard and aggressive with that crossover, you didn't put that forearm in his chest and knock him down.
I'm back.
Yeah, so that he can understand.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, you live. So we got the difference between a young man and an older man. See, sports and martial arts.
You
can you hear us? Go ahead, as you were saying.
Sports and martial arts is how you mold and you discipline and you teach without necessarily taking it into a savage space. You know what I'm saying? You learn friendship, you learn brotherhood or sisterhood, you learn how to depend on others, you learn what it means when others depend on you. You learn that the fabric of a person is not the material status. You learn that it's what the person, the quality of the person, because the material you're going to change. You know what I'm saying? And in sports, the material might not be, like $1, but it may be, you might be the starter. I'm coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Or you score 30 points a game. I might only score 10 or 15, but that you still need everybody. Like Michael Jordan couldn't win till he got Scotty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron couldn't win till he got D Wade. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't go like that. It's teamwork, it's community, it's family, it's clan, it's group. You know what I'm saying? It's the many versus the one. It's the understanding of how humans interact. That's a part of morals. That ain't got nothing to do with money. If anything, money insulates people from morals because you don't have to demonstrate morals when you can protect yourself with money.
Right.
You have bad morals, and because people see you as an opportunity, they will allow you to be less than a stand-up person around them and not say anything to you because they don't want to insult you, because they might be able to, when you blow up, they might be able to go with you. So if you really a low quality human, they gonna look the other way for that because they don't want to miss a possible opportunity to make money. So when you hanging around niggas that's savage niggas, pedophile niggas, and they don't take care of their kids and all that, you still running around with these niggas like they real niggas because like, nah, man. The real fabric is being able to speak your mind and be comfortable, bro. Like, right. Nah, bro, we take care of our kids. I don't give a fuck if you got 1,000 Lamborghinis, nigga. You don't take care of your babies, you a bozo.
Very true.
Let me see the pictures where you was cleaning pee and shit. Don't show me no fake whole bunch of pictures that you took on one day and you trying to spread that shit out over your social media. Niggas go and get with their kid on Father's Day and take 175 pictures, and that shit got to last them till Halloween when they see the kid again to take another 175 pictures to spread out on Instagram till Christmas. Niggas spend 3 days with their kid around a year, and they got pictures for every day to make it seem like more is going on. Like, right. That ain't it. And it's the people around you that's supposed to hold your feet to the fire. But we don't do that no more because, again, instead of your character, it's the money. So I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire because, hey, that's your baby. I ain't fucking up my opportunity to tell you about, because I don't really care about you even. You just an opportunity for me. Because if I really cared about you, if you was really my man and I have more experience with babies than you do, I'm like, nah, you don't do it like that. This is how you do it. Let me show you so we want to make sure the family is right because it's not your family. It's not my family. It's the family because we family. But if you just an opportunity, a way for me to increase my meal size, I don't give a fuck what you do with your kids and your family or in your private life. I'm just going to sit here and keep saying, yeah, the way to go until I get a shot. And then once I get an opportunity from being next to you, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm gone. It's too many years like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always be in controversy because I'll be around niggas and I don't give a fuck who you with, nigga. You could be with Kobe, Floyd, Michael Jackson. You could dig up fucking Jesus and resurrect them.
Right.
I see you doing some goofball shit, my nigga. It's just goofball shit. There's no other way around it. It's just goofball shit. That's all. And if you a woman and you doing goofball shit, you a goofball. Like,
right.
We got to think to ourselves. Here's how you look at the money. Because we have this. And all the time. You might get lucky. You might not get pinched. You may move, you flipped a little something. Whoop. Now you open up record label and you're a professional entrepreneur, businessman, and whoop. No, bro. You're not no upstanding leader and example, my guy. You're not none of that because you're a low quality human. You haven't contributed back to the people any. And 50-cent notebooks in September and $200 worth of turkeys on Thanksgiving and a fake little cookout in the summertime does not give back to a community after you sell crack in it or heroin in it for 365 days straight through the motherfucking year. Then you coming back with 50-cent black and white notebooks to give to niggas in September, like you giving back to the community because you gave out notebooks. Nigga, you gave out crack and bullets too. You encourage jail sentences. Some of these motherfucking parents ain't gonna never see their kids again because you put them in the ground, and other ones you encourage to go to the grave. Into the jail cell by putting other niggas into the ground because it's that type of like Nah. And I'm not saying that we all wasn't part of it. What I am saying is, though, when you come from that for real, there has to be a point when you get older where you go, because of what I contributed to the community in terms of death, it's now my responsibility to go back to that community and try to put at least the same amount of energy into breathing life into this community so that I can have real-time retribution and really clean up my children's name. And so when they could walk, they could really be proud that their dad or their mom healed more people than they killed. Like right now, we respect, this is some, and I know we gotta go. But this is an insane thing. Check this out. You know, when you insane, when you have a culture where the people don't belong to it, and the people don't even know they don't belong to it. So when you listen to these motherfuckers talk about the culture, it's respect the shooter. That's number one. So the shooter is the central, most respected figure in the culture. Respect the shooter. So the guy that kills the community is the guy that we should look up to. Now, who is the other most respected person than the shooter? The nigga getting shot. So respect the shooter, respect the nigga getting shot. And guess what? All the other people, you know, the community,
right?
They're not really community because those are civilians. So, wait a minute. So those are civilians. They not part of this. So they are part of it when you need to sell drugs to them. They are part of it. When you need to sell party tickets to them, they are part of it. When you need to sell show tickets to them, they are part of it. When you need to sell merchandise to them, they are part of it. When you need to, you know, but right up until the point where they take any glory. And somebody said, well, glory shouldn't be important. Glory is very important.
Yeah.
No, you don't need fame. That's your ego. No, fame is very important.
Right.
Because glory and fame is what tell the next generation where to follow.
Yep.
So if the kid sees that the people that go to school, they work and the school gets them, you know, a lifestyle, 30, 40, 50, $60,000, where basically they're just going to struggle for the rest of their life after they struggle all the way through school.
Right.
Then they look and they see, oh, I got the kilo and the woo, 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 woo. You're going to live like a king until you die, at least. So even if you get shot young, even if you get killed after 3, 4, 5 years, that was 3, 4, 5 years of living like a king. Instead of living 70, 80 years on my knees, I lived like 5 years like a man on my feet. Like, nah, bro. That's the example. That's what we teaching them.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's other ways to do that. There's other ways to do that. What we need to do is package the 80s and the 90s. That drug, that whole drug movement thing there, that's, first of all, it's dead and gone. There's no money on the street anymore.
Right.
You're only now making the same money on the street that you can make working without a college. You could get the same street money at Walmart with a little overtime. You're gonna have your car, your little fresh little woo woo woo.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to understand that there's a new dynamic. You have to take those things that we learn from the street. See, people don't understand. If you sell drugs, right? One thing you have to learn is you have to learn supply and demand.
Right.
You have to learn how to manage inventory.
Yep.
And when you lose something, now you have to learn how to manage shrink. So when you're in the real business, corporate world, when you take an L, like they call it L on the block, taking losses. Well, in the corporate world, it's just called shrink. You know,
yep.
You know, somebody come in your store, rob you, whatever, you shrink it. Boom, it comes off on the taxes end of the year. It's the same thing, different words. You learn inventory, re-up inventory. You learn accounting. What's accounting? Yo, y'all niggas came short on them. Yo, who came short? Yo,
right.
That's accounting. Yo, this was, you said you gave your word. You said you was going to do this and you didn't do it. So now we here. Oh, okay. So when you was in the street, you learned contract law.
Right.
You learned how to, you learn how to contract and negotiate. Like, so you can now take those clothes off and take those lessons from that universe and apply them in a different space. But we have this ingrained love for those things that promote genocide in us. So even if we transition to a space of success, we still have to buttress that with the other shit. And where I come from, you don't need to say that. Because if you was a gang member in your neighborhood, guess what? Your neighborhood know you a gang member. They don't give a fuck if you become Barack Obama. Them niggas that was there and they see you in savage mode, they know savage mode still exists. You don't have to come around and say that again. Especially if you're not that, if that's not what you're projecting and that's not what you want your children to see so that they have that as an example for problem solving, then you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? But everything, when you hear what people are proud of, that, you know, it's anyway, part 2 coming, damn it. We go.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a part 2, you guys. Enqi, was a pleasure.
Wait, before we go, Roe versus Wade. Fuck that. I got to get 30 seconds out of you on Roe.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you live on that one.
So Roe versus Wade is with the abortion, which gave women the right to get their abortions.
Right.
And they're getting ready to overturn it. And I want you to tell us how you feel about that.
It's funny because I just had this conversation with a coworker of mine. I feel like they're trying to put us back in the 60s.
Did you see that movie, My Alpha 21?
No, I heard about it. I have not seen it yet.
It's an old joint, but it's very thorough, very, very thorough. And I think the whole Roe versus Wade is tied in that because, you know, if you go back to Margaret Sanger and you go back to the communities, the Planned Parenthood is, I forgot the original name. It was called the Eugenics Centers of America. Mm-hmm. Something to that effect. And that became Planned Parenthood. And that was all about just slowing down Black reproduction.
Yep, it sure was.
So, and even today, it's like, I think it was like 6 to 1 Black babies being aborted than other ones. And you know, like, and it's like,
and you know what's funny about that? You know who had their hands in that? Hillary Clinton.
Oh, come on now. Wait. Hillary said, listen, this was the craziest thing on earth. I got scared. I'm be honest. I got scared of Hillary. When Hillary came on NBC, it was either NBC or ABC, but it was just nationwide TV, and said she wanted to be the next Margaret Sanger. I was out. Listen, Margaret Sanger inspired Hitler. Margaret Sanger inspired Hitler. That's how the Nazis got off after the shit. When they went to the Nuremberg trials, their main defense was that we learned what we did to the Jewish people from what the Americans been doing to the Blacks. We studying y'all. How y'all coming over here telling us we ain't shit and we learning from y'all? And what we're using, the technology we're using to do this shit to the Jewish people, we're getting from IBM. We're getting from you niggas. Like, what are we doing? You guys.
I just think that, you know, I don't think anybody should be making any type of choices for a woman's body except for a woman. That's where I'm at with it, with that whole thing.
I disagree.
We definitely going to get back on that one. Because I want to know why you disagree, and we're gonna go back into this.
That's my seed.
Yep,
that's my seed.
Guys,
I should have just as much as right as you. At the minimum, we should have a 50-50. Because look, when that baby come out, they're gonna put that on. They're gonna put that on daddy. If you don't claim that baby, and that baby, we're gonna test you and put you on there, and you don't make the payment, you're gonna be behind bars. And so you need to be a part of that decision. You need to have rights to that decision because you're affected by that decision. You know what I'm saying? And she shouldn't have the ability to kill a human just like that. That's too much power. It's too much power, and it bleeds into other spaces where sex is no longer respected. And then we start to become more pornographic in how we engage each other. And, you know, 20 years of rough sex becomes spitting in each other's mouths. And then before long, we shooting semen on kids and we don't understand how we got to this space. We watching women get raped in public and we not saying stop. We're not going to help. We just like that's normal behavior because we slow rolled it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
you got a valid point to a degree, but we definitely gonna come back to this.
We're gonna fight it out. Yeah.
We definitely gonna come back to this.
Yeah.
As always, a pleasure.
Yes,
always a pleasure, brother.
Yeah,
having you on the platform. Yeah. You guys go and follow his page. Go his email address.
On IG. Yeah. Dr. Oh, actually, you could put my number up because you had the I don't know what button you pressed earlier, and then my number came up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So they can hit.
Which number do you want me to put up?
It's on the screen right there. Look on the.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So they can hit me up, or they could just I'm on Instagram, Dr. Enqi on Instagram, and right now what I'm doing is I'm working. Since they did that, I'm working back on my social media network because I made my own social media network. I'm the first person from the conscious universe to have an actual social network in the Google Play Store and on the Apple Store. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of let it go and got distracted with a bunch of
goofball shit.
Because you're distracted, you know what I'm saying? You don't realize you the Rottweiler, you wrestling with poodles. You in the Apple Store, you wrestling with niggas that don't have a job. Like, what are we doing right now? So I'm about to take all my footage because I never put it back up. You know what I'm saying? That was a good thing. I knew to wait for the second shoe to drop. When my page came down last year, I never put all my footage back up. But now I done spent X zillion dollars today. And shout out to the one person that came to my rescue in the mud, Carly again. But just setting up the Patreon thing and the Vimeo and going back to my tech guys and getting them to speed up, because I was doing some work on my Dr. Inky site, but I'm gonna just push the brakes on that and go back home and work on the Prism joint and get the Prism right and just put everything there and it'll be so 40dayfruitfast.com. You can find me there, drenqi.com or Dr. Enqi on IG, or you can call me up. That's not a fake number. It's not a business number. It's not a Google number. That is my real number, and I only have one. Everyone calls that number. My son's going to call that number. My mama's going to call that number. My friend is going to call that number. Hating ass niggas that I don't like is going to call that number. Stalkers that I don't fuck with are going to call that number. The niggas who got my pages shut down are going to call that number. Everyone's going to call that number right there. Period.
So y'all, if y'all want to reach out to him, these are some of the ways y'all can reach out to him. He does a lot of holistic healing on a lot of different diseases and different plateaus. Take advantage of it.
We're having a summit coming up in July, celebrating the fact that we were able to, for the first time ever, create a protocol and a system that works consistently for everybody dealing with type 2 diabetes. So it's no longer a incurable thing. It's no longer something that's hit or miss. Like a lot of the other holistic guys, they'll deal with type 2 diabetes and because they go, oh, that's the lifestyle. You can change the diet. They do that with maybe, let's say for 100 people, and they have success with maybe 30 or 40. The other 60 people are told that they made mistakes. Something they did, they should have took more of the herbs or less of the herbs. They might have cheated on the food. They didn't exercise enough. They're not disciplined enough, but somehow it's the person's fault. And it's just not that. These guys that are hustling the holistic, they haven't really taken the time to perfect their craft. They haven't really taken the time to study the body. They're still saying the same things doctors saying, that type 2 diabetes is related to insulin and glucose more so than your melanin. Melanin concentrating hormone, the same concentrating hormone that concentrates your pigment is what controls insulin and glucose. That's why Black people have a 200% rate to type 2 diabetes and cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's, because type 2 diabetes is the #1 cause of cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's. So there's underlying shit. That's why I was saying when K Slay went, yo, all these fake ass goofy niggas talking about I'm shocked and I can't believe K Slay passed away. How how, Sway? How you don't believe a guy
He was in the
50s,
hospital for months.
Wait, but even before that, he is a man in his 50s,
right?
That has been fat and out of shape since I knowed him. And I grew up in New York. A K-Slave, when them K-Slave shit dropped, that shit was the law. Funk Master Flex was on the fucking radio.
Matter of fact, shout out to his brothers. They were just on the show last Friday.
Was in the street. Yeah. K-Slay had the street locked down. Kid Capri did his thing, but Kid Capri got to a space where he was international type shit. Yeah. K-Slay held New York, but nobody held K-Slay because these niggas don't understand about fucking health. They think it's a game.
Yeah.
So they shock and awe, just like with K-Slay passed. They was shock and awe when Big Pun passed. How the fuck is you niggas shock and awe when niggas 500 pounds? I don't understand it. Why we not shock and awe when all these goofy niggas running around with millions of dollars? They haven't invested into Inky yet. Why haven't LeBron and these guys invested in Dr. Inky? Why haven't the yesterday's celebrities invested in Dr. Sebi?
Matter of fact, we gonna get an answer to that question, because matter of fact, you guys, we're gonna have a part 2, like we've been saying. A part 2 is we're gonna be talking about healing diabetes. We're gonna talk about just illnesses in the Black community, period, and how to go about maybe reversing some of this. When we do that part 2, I will open up the floor to guests to come up on the platform and actually get a chance to speak live with Dr. Inky. I'm Jazzy J, Dr. Inky, a pleasure. We will be back with a date for next Friday or maybe the Friday after for part 2. Y'all have a great night.
Peace.